A pleasure now to welcome to the show a familiar voice to everybody here in Portland, everybody who comes to Blazers games. If you've been to a game the last, 20 years or so, you know who Mark Mason is. And he was down for the count in April and has been for a few months. That's right.
Are you ready?
There you go.
Rip City.
Give us a little
taste. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Rip City. Are you ready?
He's practicing.
Sorry, guys. I'm just going through a couple of different practices here, trying to get back into I've forgotten how to do it.
That's tremendous. Well, you got to get those pipes warmed up because the first preseason game will be here before you know it. Mark Mason joins us live. Mace, how you doing? How are you feeling?
Well, feeling better every day. At least that's what people tell me. that I'm doing better every day. But for what I've been through and for where I've been, 4 months of this, it's so incremental, the improvements. I don't see it day to day, but other people do. But the best compliment I received in the last week was when I saw a dear friend who said, "Oh, you don't look as bad as I thought you would." So you know that you've been through the ringer. And this guy's a doctor. And he said,
"Wow."
So yeah, he's an emergency room doctor, even more. Yeah. So he's seen it all, and he tells me, "Oh, you don't look as bad as I thought you would."
Well, listen, don't go into all the gory details, but can you just summarize maybe in a minute or two this journey and kind of what happened back in April and how you got to today? I know you were back at your day job, your radio job, I think today for the first time since April.
Right.
So congratulations on that, and obviously we look forward to hearing you on the mic for Blazers games again this season. But what have these last 4 or 5 months been like for you?
Yeah, just in I can summarize it in just it's a medical thing. It was a stent that I had placed in my abdominal aortic artery that failed. And it's the stent that leads to the right leg, and it became totally occluded, which means blocked. And so I just had a pulseless limb for many hours.
Wow.
And it led to emergency surgery at one point where the doctor was wheeling me in. And one of the last things he told me, this is after my wife had gone home, everything we thought was stabilized, and then all of a sudden, the bells and whistles rang, and the doctor tells me that he goes, "Mark, you may lose your limb." And that's my wife's not there to consult. Nobody's there to talk to. I'm just all alone, floating out in the universe, hearing that, and then I go under. And luckily, he was a great surgeon, and two surgeons who saved my leg. But not without, some complications, and that's what the following 4 months were all about.
Mark, those of us that have had the opportunity to be a part of sports like you have and like I have, we get to do a lot of things, see a lot of things, go a lot of places, talk to a lot of people. But when you have, a challenge, a health challenge, or you have some adversity in life, sometimes it resharpens one's perspective. And so when you find yourself now looking back and looking forward, has your perspective changed at all?
No, I'm still the same smart aleck that I've always been. No, of course. There are things that I look at differently. I look at healthcare workers, with a lot more love, and particularly caregivers. I just know that there are a lot of people listening who've taken care of people who are, very, very ill, gravely ill, and we know families. We probably have family members we know who have taken care of other family members in just dire situations. And I have just more deep, profound respect for these people and what they go through. And then I also understand, somebody in my position where I could not walk. I literally lived in a bed for months. Blazer games are what got me through, and I lived day to day. Just, I lived for the next game. But my wife had to literally, feed me 3 meals a day, bathe me, do the whole thing. And she did it without one peep, without one hesitation. For better or for worse, of course. But what she had to go through was above and beyond anything I would have ever asked of her in my lifetime. And I'm just eternally grateful to her. So caregivers everywhere, they've just got newfound respect, and healthcare workers too.
Well, we're showing on the screen on CSN, you had done 843 consecutive games starting in the 96-97 season until April.
There goes 900. I wish I had. Man, that was my goal.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have a chance to start a new streak. We
Wow.
mentioned you're back at your radio job, your Monday through Friday job. Today was your first day. How did it go, by the way? I mean, you just got right back on the bicycle, right? And like you never missed a beat?
You know, that's my boss told me just now as we were talking. He said, "Oh, it's like school. You know, you've been out all summer and then you go back,
That's
and
right.
the first day's a little weird, but you know, you get back into a rhythm and you get back into things. So, routines, and it's just, that's the way it was for me. And of course, I've got to add the new routine of it takes me a lot longer to get ready because I'm still, slow. My goal was to be back on the air at K-PAN today, August 1st. The next goal is on September 1 to finish the walk I was on when I was stricken. I was at the end of a 2-mile walk, and I literally collapsed. So I'm going to finish that walk on September 1st over near Cook Park, and then and finish it back to my house. And then on October 3, be ready for the Blazers. So I've got, I set little benchmarks, and these are the little benchmarks that I just set up for myself along the way. You got to have some challenges, and you got to have goals, and they may seem small, but to me they're very large.
No, it's interesting when you just the finishing the walk, to not leaving that part of your life kind of dangling out there. I like the fact that you're going to go right back, get back on the horse, and finish that walk. Your beautiful wife, Louise, that you mentioned, has cared for you so tenderly. Is she going to be a part of that walk, or is she going to be standing at the front door with a glass of lemonade at the end of that walk?
Yeah, she's going to be part of that walk. The neighbor who kind of saved me that day will be part of the walk. You wouldn't believe how many people when I mentioned it have texted me or Facebooked me, IM'd me, whatever, said they would love to come and walk with me, and that's a wonderful thing to say, a wonderful thing to request. But absolutely, I'm going to finish that. It's walking every day is still it's very difficult, but I'm told I'm getting better at it. I have to wear an orthotic, and I guess that will take some getting used to. But we'll see where this leads me.
Well, good, Mark. I'm excited. You sound good. I just want to ask you one quick question about the NBA. You've had time from a stationary position, more stationary than you're used to watch an NBA offseason that's been kind of unbelievable in terms of salary cap and contracts. What has stood out to you this offseason?
Man, I got to thank the NBA for getting me through those months too, because even when the Blazers bowed out, I lived for those playoff games. I thought it was a great playoff season. It was an incredible comeback by the Cavaliers. It's what makes the NBA so popular. I was really proud to say I'm part of this. And the off season continued. I think with the free agency, it's like a reality show. It's better than a reality show every day. I mean, we're following it on Twitter, and it's 24/7. You don't know what's going to happen next. And we talk about super teams, and there's eddies and currents along the way in the life of an organization. And if super teams may be a thing now, but I bet you in a few years it'll be something completely different when the Blazers, rise up and go deep into the playoffs, and we hope they win it all. Then everybody will be using our model.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Mark, we're so glad that you're well on the road to recovery, and it's great that you were back on the radio job today. And best of luck on that walk on September 1st. I have a feeling a lot of Blazer fans would join you, for the Mark Mason walk. Maybe that could become a thing down the road. But we're so happy for you, and glad you're back to being your old self. And we'll certainly look forward to hearing you again. Your voice booming throughout the Moda Center, on October 3rd for that first preseason game against the Jazz here in Portland. Thanks for a few minutes of your time, and best of luck as you continue the recovery.
All right. Goodbye, Blazer fan. For now.
There goes Mark Mason. Mark Mason PDX, by the way, on Twitter.